I'm your host, Sarah Baus, and welcome to Attainable Podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to the Attainable Podcast. If you're new here, my name is Sarah Baus. I'm so glad that you're here. Honestly, I'm very excited for today's episode because I made a list on my phone. I have a list on my phone called like things to talk about on the podcast, because the thing about the podcast is I think like the Wild West. Like there is, if TikTok is unhinged, the podcast is like the deep, dark cousin under the closet that knows everything and nobody disturbs it because it can let out all its secrets. But so anybody who listens to the podcast, like this is absolutely where I share the most. And so I've like gathered this list of like things that I want to tell you guys, because it's also like that where like we can just kind of hang out, you know, you're driving or you're cleaning or you're like doing whatever, and we can just chill. And a lot of times, you know, like podcast, our episodes are like centered around one topic, and that's very, very fun. But today I just wanted to hang out. I have like little tidbits of things that I want to tell you guys. They're not like secrets, but there's things that I wouldn't talk about on other platforms. And so I've got my list, I've got my water. In fact, actually, and I put on a little zit patch because I did this skincare thing. It's by Banish. They sent me some stuff, which we'll talk about that. Like being sent stuff from brands is honestly wild, but Banish sent me some stuff, which I'm loving, by the way. Like really, really loving their stuff. Hopefully like we can actually work together. But one of the things they sent me is like this micro needling thing that like it's like little, yeah, it's almost like a stamp. I was really, really skeptical about micro needling at home. And I mean, it's not the same as like, of course, what you're going to get in a professional, like, you know, skincare. What would that play? I almost want to call it a skincare lab, and that's not what it's called. Anyway, it's not what you get at like a professional facialist, but you like do it and then you put on they either have like this Spanish oil or the vitamin C cream. They sent me the vitamin C cream, so I used that. Anyway, so I did like a whole skincare thing, and then Florence by Mills sent me some stuff, or rather her PR company did, that represents them. And so I have on one of her little acne stickers, and I'm about to put on if you can hear me like opening this container, sorry. I'm about to put on one of her, like some of her little eye patches, because we're like really getting into it. This is us truly hanging out. I did a like video using these and they were very, very fun, except I accidentally ripped one with my nails. I'm getting my nails redone tomorrow and I feel sort of embarrassed. I still have the cow print nails on, guys. If you follow me on TikTok, you know about the cow print nails. Also, if you're watching this on Spotify, like doing the Spotify video, hello, welcome. The lighting's going to be super weird because I'm recording this it is 11:53 at night because I'm a maniac. Anyway, so the lighting's going to be kind of spotty, but anyway, let me put these things on. Oh, if you follow me on TikTok, you saw I put these on and I ripped a hole with my nails. Oh yes, the cow print nails. Yeah, I've had these on for a month and a half. You're not supposed to have these on for a month and a half. Like, I mean, it's, you know, it's not going to hurt anything, but at the same time, that's quite embarrassing. They're so long. Anybody who I'm like with in real life thinks that my nails are fake. I'll even hold them up to the camera so you can see how grown out they are. That is embarrassing. But also, who cares? But they're not fake. They're just outgrown to the maximum. I'm going to get them redone tomorrow. So I've got my eye patches on. Okay, let's chit chat. Item number 1, super short little update. Who watches courtship? Like, and if you don't know what courtship is, let me give you a little insight. So I don't watch it, but my mom does. And so we were at her house and we started watching it with her. Courtship is, think of The Bachelor, but in like, I don't know, the 1800s. So it's set in this like beautiful castle. Honestly, I think it's a new show, but their budget seems to be like pretty good. And they have like one woman and like her family lives in the castle with her, because like family was a big thing back like then, and they do like this courting, like it's meant to be like courting. So they bring all these guys in and like they dress like that era. So they are all in like ballroom attire. She's constantly in these gowns. They're in like, I don't know what those pants are called. I literally want to call them pantaloons, and I'm pretty sure I don't even know if that's an actual word. I don't know what like what the little short capri pants and then the socks like stuffed up, whatever. They look like they would say like sire or something. It's so bad. This show is so bad, but it's like bad but good. Not in the same way that like Love Island is bad but good. This has not quite gotten there, but it's anyway, my mom loves it. So we're like watching it. And if you watch this season, I think it's this season, there is somebody on there that is named Mr. Lux. So they all go by their last names because of course that's like, what they did back then. Who cares? And his last name is Lux. And I don't want to give this guy's like first and last name away, but I'll give like his first name because I'm pretty sure they put it on the screen. And Joseph was like, wait a second, is that Chandler? Hey guys, editing Sarah, just popping in because I realized what I just said does not make sense. So here's what I meant about like his last name is Lux, but I'm not going to give his first and last name, even though I said his first name is Chandler. Lux is not his actual last name. The last name that like his family name is not Lux. I think it must be a name that he took on like when he went to LA or something. But that's what I meant. I'm not going to give like his actual family name that we knew him as in middle school. So just a little tidbit because I listened to that. I was like, awesome. That made no sense whatsoever. But I hope you're enjoying the episode. I love you guys so much. Or hey, scoop right back in. And I was like, what? I was like, oh yeah, that does look like him. He was like, no. I think that's Chandler. So we went and like looked this guy up. We literally went to middle school with him and we're like, oh my God. It was so funny because we're like watching this guy on this TV show about like dating, and we had no idea that he like was on it. And we looked and we weren't like really close friends with him. So we like looked him up online. And it seems that he went to LA and I don't know what he's doing, but so freaking funny. So that was funny. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm dropping my phone. I'm trying to tell you guys these things. I wanted to tell you guys, I was like, I need to tell the podcast that I know somebody on a TV show because I felt like that was funny. Number 2, this is something that I really want to discuss. And I honestly want to discuss with somebody here, but since nobody here and it's just you and me, and honestly, it's just kind of me yapping to you, we can sort of discuss on our own, or even better, you can DM me and we could have like a little discussion. I want to talk about the respect I have for thirst traps. And hear me out, because I've really thought about this a lot over the years, and especially like in the South, like it's pretty conservative. And have you ever taken a dance class and like, or even Zumba or whatever, and they're like showing you, they're like, you need to move your hips a certain way, but you've literally never moved your body that way. So it takes so much effort and so much confidence and skill to actually like move in that way or whatever. I have. And that's literally what I think about when I see a thirst trap. Now, a thirst trap, it's if everybody here knows what a thirst trap is. It's you post a like kind of sexy pic on Instagram, usually for compliments or whatever, or you just freaking feel good. But I mean, to get on cam, or this is even more like relevant to like the TikTok thirst traps, to get on camera and like know your angles, know how to move your body in a certain way, that takes so much confidence and skill. And if you're like, no, it doesn't, whatever. Yeah. Okay. You ever thought about like what it would be like to give a lap dance? Like, what would you do? Like if you were assigned right now to give a lap dance, what would you do? I mean, how literally, like, I don't know what to do. I would literally like wiggle my arms in the air and run. Like, I don't know. I don't like, what does that even mean? that's what I'm saying. Like you'd feel so silly, right? It'd feel very unnatural. You'd feel like a squirm little monster. Like, hello, that is basically like if you were to do a thirst trap, like you put on one of those songs and you try to look like cute or sexy or whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm a goober. I would literally. So when I see these things, like I see somebody with a picture or the TikTok videos or whatever, I'm like, bravo, bravo, you look fabulous, and you look fabulous. And I think like I think it takes like a while, especially like if you grew up and like kind of being in a conservative household. It's like a lot of like mental barriers to break in order to be able to feel okay to like move your body in that way and like think of yourself as sexy. Like that takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of confidence. And it's something that I think that maybe we should practice more, so post thirst traps or not, whatever. I don't really post them. But like if you want to take like a sexy dance class or like taking a pole dancing class, like that's really in right now. I think that's something worth exploring, because I think it's like exploring your own. I don't know if it's exploring your sexuality, but like being able to think of yourself as sexy, being able to think of yourself as attractive and move your body in a way that's attractive and that you find fun and intriguing and engaging and like stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think that's worthwhile. I think it's worth exploring. So, one, if you want to post a thirst trap, post a thirst trap. Two, I encourage you, like, next time you're in the bathroom, like go in the mirror and like literally try to almost like do your own little thirst trap to yourself. Like pose or do whatever, like whatever you want. And I think the first time it'll feel awkward, like you'll feel really silly and you'll feel like a little, chicken nugget. But I think after a while, I feel like this could be a very therapeutic practice if you're struggling with confidence, or if honestly, I mean, you don't even have to struggle with confidence, just to keep that up and sort of remind yourself like, you are hot, you are sexy, you can do anything, including post a thirst trap TikTok video if you so choose, or don't, whatever. Does anybody else feel that way? Does anybody else like see what I mean or is on my wavelength? I need to know. I highly encourage you with all of this to DM on at Attainable Podcast or DM my personal Instagram at Sarah Baus, either one, and we can chit chat about it, because these are the thoughts that go through my head and I really, really want to know. I really want to like feedback on this. Third thing. So like I want to tell you guys about like getting PR packages, because it's something that like, I don't know, it's not anything new, but it's crazy. Like I feel like I'm talking to you as, because I'm a normal person, right? Like I did not get PR packages like 2 months ago. This was not a thing, and now I am. And so I want to kind of give an insight on like how that happened. So the very first PR package I got was from Undone Beauty. They're in Ulta. And how that happened, they literally DM'd me. They liked some of my videos or something on TikTok, and then they went over to Instagram and DM'd me, and they're like, hey, we'd like to add you to our PR list. What's a good address? Whatever. And I shat my pants. I was like, yeah, would love that. They're super, super sweet. They're very supportive. They commented a lot of my videos. Just super sweet people. And so that was my first one. And then the second one was Drunk Elephant. And they also DM'd me on Instagram and were like, hey, we like would love to send you some things. What's a good address? Whatever. That I actually like tumbled down the stairs. Like I was like, why is Drunk Elephant talking to me? What the actual heck? That was insane. And then the rest of them pretty much like came through email. So how it works is like I'll get like an email from a brand, and it's either like hey, could we like send you something for free? Which honestly, the only two people that I've like said, can I send you something for free, like no obligation or whatever, has been Drunk Elephant, Undone Beauty, and then another one, like a PR agency, which I'll talk about. That's very interesting. The rest will be like a brand that will like pitch, hey, we'd love to send you this product in exchange for video, whatever, free content, which I'm at this time like not really interested in doing like unless it's a brand that I mean, it has to be like a dream brand. For instance, I'm part of a couple like platforms, and Mini Social is one of them. And it's not something that you're paid for, but you get product in exchange for like doing that content, whatever. I look at it every once in a while, like Barefoot Blonde Hair. That is a dream brand that I would love to kind of be on their radar. So I accepted like a campaign for them. But a lot of the ones that come into my email are not anybody that, or like it's not any like dream brands, or usually it's brands I've never tried or any or didn't know about or anything like that. So and it's just kind of crappy to be like, hey, like, can you like do this for a video, whatever. So I'll just politely email back saying like, thank you so much, for considering me and reaching out. Currently, I'm not taking just purely gifted collaborations. And I always say like, you are welcome to send the product so that I can try and I hopefully love it, but I cannot guarantee content without compensation, which is fair. And like, they pretty much usually just come back and they're like, yeah, no worries. Like we'd love to just send it so you can try, which is bizarre. I'm like, what the heck? So a lot of the brands have been like that, which is super, super kind. And if it's something that I know I'm not going to use or not going to care about, I won't even say that. I'll just say, no, thank you. But if it's something that I'm like, okay, I could, I might be interested in it. I can't, guarantee content. I can't like not waste that effort and time, but, put in that effort and time without being compensated, then like, that's very cool to receive those products. But here's the weirdest thing. So I got contacted by a PR agency who, they represent like a ton of brands. This is where I got Florence by Mills. This is where I got Skinny Confidential stuff, like a bunch of super. And so this nice gal emailed me and was like, hey, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so PR agency. We have several beauty brands that we would love to send you, or that are interested in like sending you product. And so she listed, I mean, guys, it was like 10 brands, and was like, here are their links to their websites. Just send me a list of what you want and I'll get that straight out to you. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And so I look at these brands. I mean, it's nice brands, and they were all beauty for this like particular quote, like campaign or whatever. In that, I'm guessing this PR agency was in charge of like finding, influencers in a certain, that's usually how it works. Like they're trying to find influencers in a certain profile and then they send the product. But I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I went on the website. Oh, like Pacifica. Yeah. Pacifica is one of theirs. I went on the website and I, just literally shopped. I made lists for each one, and I sent like her a giant email with, it was like brand name and then a bulleted list of the products I wanted to try, and my address. And then she got back. She was like, awesome, Sarah, thank you so much. Like, I'll have that to you right away. And like, I've been getting packages after package after package from these like brands. Insane. I feel so extremely grateful. I'm just like, I don't even like, that's crazy. But it is really, really good, because one thing that it allows me to have content to make, like things to make content about. It allows me to start to get on the radar of brands, because like eventually I really do want to do like work with brands and have this, I'd love to do content creation full time, in like this capacity. I think it'd be very, very fun. I love having a platform. I love people, and I love having things to share. So that does kind of like personally or / like professionally does give me an in with brands to try their products. And then if I post about them, that gets me on the radar, all that kind of stuff. And then hopefully leads to deals and that kind of stuff. But lately, I don't know if you guys have, if you follow me on TikTok, then you may have seen it. If you don't, then this will be new. But when the viral video like went off, the one where I talked about laundry soap, it's got over 20 million views. Insane. It's still going, by the way. Like after that, my videos did so well. Like it didn't really have to, I was still posting consistently and I was posting good content, but my views were very high. And that like trickled down a little bit, which was totally fine. I expected like a trickle down from all the hype. And then it kind of stayed within a percentage that I thought was appropriate based on my following. So like, I don't know. In my head, I'm like 5-10% ish, like views to, I'm trying to think. Hold on. Let me do some math. Let me do some math to get you an accurate percentage. So let's see. Okay, yeah. Like between 5 to 10% of my following like feels good in views. And then it might get really high views if it's like a really, really good video. But like at least like 5 to 10% of my following. Oh my God, guys, lately it's been rough. And I'm talking about this because like I want to you guys are my friends. I want to talk openly. It's been really weird, like mentally, to see low views because of course, like, they were definitely, they're high in comparison to my, like when I had 225 followers, but they're not that much higher. Like some of my like videos are like, for days will be at like 2,500 views. And I'm like, for performance wise, for reference, like I should be hitting 20, 30, 40,000 views as like kind of a baseline. Let's see. I think right now I have 330,000 followers, which again, insane. So 5% of that would be 16,000 or 16.5 thousand views. Fair. And I'm like, yeah. Oh my gosh. So it's when I'm struggling for my views to even hit 10K. And it's been both interesting because I'm experimenting and seeing what does well. The grocery videos and the videos on like kitchenware and all that kind of stuff do really well. But some, it's not, those typically do really well. And then I try to do videos that are sort of related to those don't do as well. And it's just been an interesting thing to see how I react to that mentally. Because it's and I've talked to a couple other like creators and they definitely relate. And you kind of have to get out of your own head but you feel like there's a balance. You don't want to be so sucked into the numbers and then just it's a numbers game, like quote, no, numbers shouldn't matter. Each individual view like matters. It's a person, which I totally wholeheartedly believe. But then you feel guilty because you think that you're not being strategic, you're not being smart, you're not giving your audience like what they want. And so you're like, which one is it? Do I just post and keep posting and keep being myself, or do I do it strategically because that's clearly what they want? You don't know which kind of way to turn. And it's one thing to get low views when you like don't have that many followers, but when you have followers, I think it's almost worse because you don't really have an excuse anymore, and it feels like more of a personal thing towards you. Like you are not creating what's like good enough. And so I've been kind of in a weird limbo. And like, if you guys, if you're following me on TikTok and you have any like feedback or advice, I'd be totally open to hearing it because part of me feels like, I think that my audience like coming in is definitely here. Like a lot of them came in from the video on the laundry and they love the kitchen videos and the cleaning videos. And like, I love those videos. I really, really do. But there's just more to me. There's like a lot more that I have to share and, a lot more of my personality than I want to show. And so I think this might be a challenge for me to navigate the algorithm, study the algorithm, figure that out. As somebody who's into analytics and social media, that's automatically kind of where my mind goes. But then also sort of a personal challenge in realizing that, I might be posting content that is very much me and communicates like my personality and is more connecting to my audience, but it might not get that many views in the beginning because it's kind of like warming everybody up to saying like, hey, here's like these cleaning videos and I know you love them. That's awesome. But here's other sides of me that I'm going to also be showing you. And they might not do as well as at first, but over time, I think then the new members of the community like coming in will get to see that and like know all parts of me. And then, it'll kind of catch up. I think that's like what's happening in my brain. I'll continue to make kitchen videos because I love them, but I think it would kind of be a disservice to only make these like grocery videos or cleaning videos or whatever. As much as I love them, one, it wouldn't be authentic to me. I go grocery shopping once or twice a month, once every 2 weeks. So like I'm not, those grocery plans I do 2 times a month. And then like there's only so many like kitchen hacks I feel that I can share. And I've been doing, I've been filming more meals and incorporating like more of that stuff. But I think it would be a real bummer, especially a guy like, guys, if you've been listening to these podcasts, like, there's more to me. There's a lot more to me than just like the cleaning. And I think it would really suck if I didn't show the other parts and like, because I want it to be just kind of a place to hang out. I want, us to be able to talk about more than just laundry, which I do love bonding about the laundry, love bonding about like, I love sharing tips. I will never stop doing that ever, because at heart, I'm a cheapskate. I think that's what it's called. Like, I like hacks. I like little DIYs. I'm about to make my own cleaner, so absolutely show that. I'm very excited about that. And I've got a couple more like little projects that I'm like super excited about, and I'm going to share those. But then I also want to show like I adore skincare and makeup, so I want to talk about that. Or if I have something funny happen, or I just have a weird thing that comes to my brain, or I find a really cool like clothing brand or something, or if we're talking about literally anything, I want to show those parts of me too, because that's still me. And that's, with this podcast, I'd like it to be as as a variety as a podcast, where it's really like we understand each other. It's you and me, bro. Like, we're bestie friends. And so it's, what we're going to talk about is going to vary day to day. And people are going to vary day to day. People are dynamic. And so to think that they are only interested in talking about one thing is completely ridiculous. But anyway, so that's a little tangent. I want to share that. It's like been like an insecurity of mine that it feels good to get off my chest. And yeah, it'd be interesting to hear from any of your perspectives. You probably didn't notice because like nobody else is looking at my, profile as much as I am, like interpreting my views or whatever. But if you like have noticed any patterns, or you have any feedback for me on the videos, like feel free to let me know. Please be kind, because we're all friends here. But I'd be really interested in what you had to say. So there's that. Last thing on my little list, I gotta tell you guys a story. Oh buddy, listen, okay, I know I feel like I'm talking about TikTok a lot lately. I'm sorry, guys. I love it. I really, really do. I'm sorry, but I'm not, because I do love it, and we're all bestie friends here. So you accept me for me. You know how my dress pickup went. So let me tell you, if you're unaware, and if you are aware, I'm going to give you the entire details of what went down in the disaster that was picking up my dress. So back in January, I found my dream dress, and I found it at a bridal shop. I'll go ahead and shout them out. Ladies of Lineage. They are in Charlotte and Fort Mill. I don't know if they're anywhere else, but if you are anywhere in South Carolina or North Carolina, to be honest, anybody, even like Charleston people, I would still recommend like start searching there, even though it's not in Charleston. We've got plenty of bridal shops. I went to several. Ladies of Lineage was the best. So I found my dress at Ladies of Lineage in Fort Mill, South Carolina, which is about 3 hours away from Charleston, about away from my house. So of course, like, it's kind of a hike. And when you buy the wedding dress, they have to order it from the designer in your size. They custom make it, and then they send it to the boutique, whatever. And then you have to get it however many months later. So they called me and they're like, "Hey, your dress is in. It's time to pick it up." I was like, "Cool." And they're like, "What like day would you like to come in?" I was like, "Thursday." And they were like, "Neat." And so great. So Thursday, my hiney wakes up, living life, and starts making the 3-hour trek to Fort Mill. And I was gonna, I mean, it kind of sucks because you're literally there for 15 minutes, but I was like, I'll just take a day trip, leave in the morning, get there, get my dress, have lunch, come back, whatever. Not even, and Joseph and I actually met in Fort Mill. We went to elementary and middle school there. Yeah, we both did. Or he went to the end of middle school, whatever. Literally whatever. We met in Fort Mill. Okay. So I'm very familiar with the area. I got friends in the area, but I wasn't even going to visit anybody. I was just going to hop in, hop out. That's not what happened. That is not what happened at all. In fact, so I get there and I'm a little early girly. And I was like, okay, my appointment is either at 12:30 or 1. I have it in my calendar as 12:30, but sometimes I will put appointments like I will, if my appointment is actually at 1, I might put it at 12:30 to make sure that I leave on time. And and then I'm not pushing up against that 1 o'clock. So if I show up to a place at 12:30, I'm still early. So I called the boutique and I was like, hey, this is Sarah. I just wanted to check, like, is my appointment at 12:30 or 1? Because it was 12 at this point. So I was like, how early am I? Am I atrociously early or semi-atrociously early? And sweet woman was like, I have you down for tomorrow at 12:30. And I was like, say what? What do you mean? What do you mean? She's like, I have you down for Friday. Which, listen, I don't know who got this wrong. If it was me, if it was her, I don't particularly care. I was like, okay, listen, Alex, sweet. She was actually there. She was the one who helped me pick out my dress. So I do adore her. I was like, yo, I came up from Charleston. I don't want to go back home only to come back tomorrow. Like, please, do you have any times today? And she was like, I have a 3:30, but I've got like a little bit of time between 3 and 3:30. So if you want to come at 3, you can come at 3 and we will just do like a really quick try on whatever. I was like, awesome. So at this point, I'm sitting in the parking lot and I've got 3 hours to kill. And I was like, okay, this is dumb. Like, this is such a Sarah thing to do. La, 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 la. Okay. Like, dang it. But it's fine. It's fine. At this point, I'm like, whatever, little bump in the road. I was like, cool. That is a very me thing to do. This is not the first time I've driven a long distance for an appointment that was not till a different time. Unfortunately. But I was like, okay, that's fine. Little did I know this was just the first of my troubles for the day. So I called my friend Zach and I was like, yo, what you doing? And he was like, I'm working. And I was like, are you at home? And he was like, yeah, I'm working from home. I was like, cool. Can I come over? He was like, what are you doing? Because of course, like, we don't live near each other. I told him what happened. And I was like, listen, I'll bring Chick-fil-A. Can I just come over and like hang out or whatever? So I went to his apartment. I brought Chick-fil-A, went to his apartment, and literally we just shot the shit for 3 hours. And I bebopped my way over back to Ladies of Lineage at 3 o'clock. Got there a little early. Late, actually, there was a girl still in there, so I had to awkwardly wait outside. And then got my dress. She fits like a glove. Very excited. Got to get alterations, but she's gorgeous. Did a quick little 15-minute try on. It was awesome. Said hi to Alex. Went on my merry way. Awesome. So I got the wedding dress in my backseat and I'm ready to head back down to Charleston. Oh, and at this point, and I got out at like 3:20. So I was like, okay, cool. I've got, a couple minutes. Let me just go, let me go to the bathroom real quick. I got to get on the roads, long road trip. Let me go to the bathroom. If you're familiar, let's set the scene. If anybody's familiar with Fort Mill, South Carolina as a town, one, I know you. I understand you. If you're from there, like it's a different breed of person. And we can bond over that later. But if you're familiar with the area, across from Baxter Village, which is like this very like white picket fence kind of pastel sweater neighborhood, there is a BP gas station. Not the greatest, but whatever. First mistake, I should have gone to QT. That was mistake number 1. but I just popped in the BP. It was close by, guys. Whatever. Okay. So I get it. I go into the bathroom and those toilet paper holders that are circular? That's what they had. There was nothing else. I didn't have a purse. I had my wallet. No. Did I have my wallet? Yes. I had my wallet, my phone, and my keys. My wallet is small enough to like stay in my pocket, but girls' pockets are real small. So like when you pull your pants down to like go to the bathroom, everything falls out of your pockets. So I need somewhere to put them, guys. Okay. So I set my phone and my keys perfectly balanced on top of this toilet paper like dispenser. It is a circle, so I had to be perfectly balanced on top. But I spent some time. I spent some time making sure she was solid. And of course you do this and you're like, don't do that. It's going to fall. I was like, no. It's fine. Look, perfectly balanced. Great. And she did. She was fine. I do my business and we're friends, guys. We're friends, guys. I try to be subtle on TikTok. I'm not going to be subtle here. Okay. You're on a road trip. You gotta shit. Okay. So anyway, I was taking care of business. That's where we were at. Okay. So I take care of business and I am doing my thing, getting ready to leave. And I hear like, like it jostled like slightly. The keys shifted and I immediately freeze, but they were fine. I was like, oh, okay, false alarm, whatever. They just shifted, whatever. I am in the middle of pulling my pants back up. What a visual. Splash, bang. I hear a splash and hear a as my phone goes into the stall next to me. There's nobody else in the bathroom, which was a saving grace. And my keys go bloop. I say bloop straight into the toilet. Shit keys. I have shit keys. Are you kidding? I was like, no. It was like, so no. This is not happening. Fast after like, I literally like, my little freaking CVS key tag thing is like popping out. I grab that and I have to pull them out of the shit toilet. Not just a shit toilet, freaking gas station shit toilet. Swimming with the fishes. Are you freaking kidding? And I was like, there's no fucking way. Oh my God. Okay, so here we are. It's like, what a weird day. I almost don't get to get my dress, had the wrong day for my appointment. Cool. Figure that out. And now I just dropped my keys in a shit toilet. That's cool. I was like, okay, Lord, there's a message that you're sending me. I'm not sure what that is, but I see there's okay, neat. Whatever. So I grab my phone from the stall, take my shit keys, use all the soap that this BP had, and I like rinse my keys, wash my keys thoroughly. I was like, oh, this is freaking disgusting. And then I shame walked to, I'm looking around. I'm like, does anybody know what just happened? Does anybody know the monstrosity that just happened in that bathroom? My life is, oh my, and like, I needed to get a water for the road. So I go grab a water and like the girl's checking me out and I'm like, oh God, I in my head, I'm like, she knows my life just flashed before my eyes in this bathroom. She knows that a deep traumatic event just happened. Of course she didn't. So I shame walk to my car and I immediately make a TikTok because if there is one thing that trauma is good for, it's content. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, you know what? I just need to go home. We're done. We're done for the day. We're done. And I was pulling out of the BP. And you know what, guys? In my brain, somebody had like pulled in front of me or something. And I was like, ooh, that's not good. Like not an almost wreck, but just a little like, oh. And I was like, that for whatever reason in my mind, I was like, I think I need to be very careful on this drive. Something tells me that I need to be very vigilant on this drive. Something tells me that this drive is going to be a little challenging or something. I just had a feeling, but brushed it off as paranoia. That's a fine line between anxiety and paranoia and your actual gut instinct. I should have slept in my car. That would have been better. Because I get on the road and I'm about 45 minutes down the road and I was behind this flatbed. So let's review the day. Let's review it, right? Get up there, get 3 hours away from home, find out I have the wrong appointment. We figure that out. I have to like slum it at my friend's house and just kind of sit around, wait 3 hours to go back, get my dress. I go to BP, shit toilet keys, get shit toilet keys out of shit toilet, have to wash them, face the judgment that was not there from the BP checkout lady, get in my car, and I'm like, I quit. I'm a 45 minutes down the road and I'm behind a flatbed truck. I think it must have been him, but it could have been somebody in front of him. I'm pretty sure it was him though, based on what my TikTok followers have been educating me on. From under this truck, shreds, large pieces of shredded tire start just spitting out like the truck is giving birth, like blah, 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 blah. And it was insane. And I was on the phone with my mom. I was like, oh my God, because I just have a shredded tire just coming straight at me. And there was nowhere to, like, I couldn't swerve. I couldn't play like freaking Mario Kart around this, dodging the tortoise shells. Like, it wasn't going to work. And so I had these hitting me and I heard, like, I was driving and then I heard like something was dragging under my car. So I was like, oh, very cool. Like, I have these tire shreds and I have to pull over, pull it out from under my car and keep going. So I'm on the phone with my mom and I was like, oh my God, like, oh, this is what happened, Mom. Let me just give me a second. I'm going to pull over and pull this tire out from under my car. No. So I get out it sucks to be on the side of the road on the highway. Hard pass. And so I pull over, get out of the road or get out of the car. At this point, it starts to drizzle. It is raining because everything's a mood. If we're going to fit the mood, we're going to really fit the mood. And the weather said, we know what this needs. We know what this scene means. Main character energy. Main character is having a bad day. And I reach under the car and start pulling at like the thing that's stuck, except it's not coming. Like, it's not coming from under the car. Why? Why, you ask? Because it was attached to my car. The bottom panel of my car, the tire shreds had gone under, all like banged up the bottom of my car, and left me with half a hanging bottom. That the car was drivable, but not safely, because that would have been just dragging along the highway the entire time. I was like, I mean, I feel like this would be a situation where normally I would cry. I didn't cry. I think I laughed. I was just like, this is too much. This is really too much. Really too much. And so I was like, okay, Mom, give me a second. I got some things to handle. So I had to get a tow truck, which also, God bless Geico. Geico's the best insurance company known to man. I don't have much in the way of experience for others. However, I did call a bunch of insurance companies when I got quotes for myself. Do not let other companies quote for you. You call, get your quotes yourself, and Geico was the cheapest and the best. And they have really great service. So got a tow truck, didn't even have to pay for that. That was great. Got it towed to like a local, because I was near Columbia, and I went to school in Columbia. I've got some of our best friends live in Columbia, thank goodness. Call the tow truck. They are coming to get the car. And then I called my girlfriend, Emily. I was like, yo, I need you to pick me up pretty please. So she was 20 minutes away. So she came, picked me up. We transferred the dress to her car. It's raining. What a scene. And the tow truck guy gets my car and he like looks at it. He was like, okay, I'm gonna try to not damage the car, but like no promises. I was like, what does that mean? And because of course, but I understood, like, when the bottom was coming out from, like, when it was detached, tow trucks have to get like under the car in order to pull it up. So but he was like, I'll try. And I was like, okay, great. Awesome. So this is gonna be a minor fix, and then it's going to become a major fix because this poor tow truck guy is going to accidentally like completely fuck up my car. But it was fine. I got it towed to a local Ford dealership, and I was like, okay. And they were closed. So part of me, Joseph said, he could have, my mom, Joseph, could have come got me from Columbia, but I was pretty sure that it was going to be an easy fix and they would be able to just kind of look at it, I don't know, tape it up and then allow me to drive it the next day. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to spend the night here. So I spent the night at my friend's house. She gave me some clothes, and like, it's so funny because you would have thought that I was slumming in because I'm an idiot. Okay. I'm not an idiot. That's poor wording choice. Don't call yourself those things. However, I did make some really dumb choices. When I made a video of like giving the update of like, hey, I'm in Colombia, here's what's going on after the car thing, I was like, my hair's not washed. And people like, somebody commented, was like, does she not own shampoo? No, the woman owns shampoo. She also owned extra toothbrushes. I did not the hair wash thing, I was like, oh, I'll just wash my hair when I get home, it's fine. What I very well could have, and I should have, because I was there longer than I thought I would be. And then the toothbrush thing, I brushed my teeth with my finger, like toothpaste in a finger. Ooh, I don't think I can talk about shit keys all day. That is disgusting. Finger brushing. Ooh, no, absolutely not. I told her about this like the next day. I mean, and this is after the morning too. So I had brushed, quote, brushed my teeth the night before and the morning with a little pointer finger. That afternoon, she was like, wait, I have extra toothbrushes. Are you joking? So I didn't even have to do that. I just made my life extremely hard for myself. And I was exhausted. It was just, after that whirlwind of a day, I'm giving myself a lot of grace. But it ended up, I kept like calling the Ford dealership, and the guy was very, very nice. He was like, oh, they haven't looked at it yet, but we'll have it in the next couple hours, whatever. We'll have by lunchtime, whatever, after lunchtime. Finally at like 3, I was like, hey, or 3 or 4. I was like, hey, I really need to know, like, does my fiance need to come get me from Charleston, or should I stay so I could drive home tonight? Like, what's going to happen? He's like, no, you should probably just call him to come get you. Because we're not going to be able to see it today. But when we see it, it's going to be easy fix. I was like, okay, whatever. So Joseph comes and gets me. Saturday, I guess. Oh no, this was Friday. So come and gets me Friday evening. We get back home. And then Saturday morning, like early in the morning, the Ford dealership was calling and the car was ready. I was like, oh, okay. And oh, it's just been a whirlwind. So we now have my car. We had to go back up to Columbia, get my car. They like repaired it where it was totally safe to drive, but then I have like an inspection appointment with Geico so that they can look at it and be like, yes, we can pay for the fixes, because there's also like a missing piece from under my light from the freaking battering ram that is these shredded tires. But I was just laughing throughout this entire thing. I was like, there's nothing you can do, but, well, I guess I could have cried. I'm kind of surprised I didn't, but I was just like, positivity. I'm not going to let this get me down. And I can't share it yet, but I got some really, really, really good news Friday. And so I was like, okay, the Lord knew. He said, oh, she's going to get some really, she's going to have a really good Friday besides all the other stuff. So Thursday I need to humble her. And I said, I received that, apparently, wholeheartedly. Love that. So I'm very excited to share that news with you guys. I just can't share it yet because we're like 97% finalized, but I will not share it with you until it's 101%. But that's what's been going on with me, guys. Those are my updates. Those are the major things that I wanted to tell you from the notes app of my phone. And I have loved hanging out. I have my eye masks on. I have my glass of water. This has been fun. I hope you enjoyed this. It's such a casual episode where we just got to hang out wherever you're doing. I hope that you are living, loving, laughing, having a very, very great day. I hope you have a fabulous week wherever you are. If you enjoy this episode, definitely go over to the Attainable Podcast Instagram and let me know. And then go over to, if you're on Apple Podcasts, you leave a rating and a review, 5 stars, because we are bestie friends. That would be the best. And share with your friends. The reviews, the ratings, and sharing with your friends is how this podcast grows. And the more the podcast grows, the more we can do. And I have some really cool stuff that I'd really like to do. So yes, if you'd love to support the podcast, that's how you can support the podcast. If you listen on Spotify, you can leave a rating now. You can't leave a review, but you can leave a rating on Spotify. So rate the podcast. Let us know that you love it. Share the podcast on your Instagram stories and tag us so that we can give you a shout out, say thank you, and so that other people can discover the podcast, become part of the fam. I love you all very, very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.